Good morning. So it's now Saturday. It's just after 6 o'clock. I've just finished doing some journaling. I've decided for today I'm going to stay off my phone and my laptop unless I'm doing study. And instead I'm going to pick up my camera and shoot some content just to try and create a habit. I've noticed that my phone usage has increased over the last couple of weeks, so that's definitely something that I want to bring down. Definitely not as productive as what I want to be. Definitely not doing any good for my mental health. So that is the goal for today. No phone, limited use of my laptop unless it's for doing my assignment today if I've got time, and picking up my camera instead. Okay, so we are home from Aldi, and this shop was $138. Probably not a full grocery shop for us, more like a top-up for the week, but yeah. Anyway, so we've got vegetables, lettuce for the salads that Jada and I have during the week, banana, some blueberries, and then cat food we got from Coles, which was $32 for 3 kilos. Meat, we've got chicken kebabs that were on special. Chicken breast, we will meal prep this. So we'll chuck this in the oven, and then we'll break them up into usually 150 grams. We portion those out. The mince, we portion these out too. So we'll probably get about 6 meals out of this. Chicken, we'll have this for dinner, and then usually this will have some leftovers for lunch the next day. Feta is also for the salads. Chips, so that's just a lunchbox snack. Popcorn for movie nights. Oats. And yeah, what else have we got? We've got paper towels, sultanas, salad dressing, and passata. I always like to have at least one on hand for during the week dinners. I put this in my last vlog. This is my current obsession with hummus. And then Jordan loves these, so she'll usually grab like the whole pack and just demolish it. Anyway, almond snack wraps. We usually make like ham and cheese, what do you call it, pockets with those in the sandwich press. Lunchbox, and yeah, what else? Almond milks and milk. So we usually get the long life milks. We don't get like the ones in the fridge. So yeah, that was what did I say it was? $132 or $138 for that. Yeah, this is for the week, but we already have a fair bit in the fridge as well, so this alone wouldn't be enough for us. And then obviously we've got the cat food too.
how much this bad boy must like. This is and was attacked by a group of indigenous, speared through the shoulder. He really made the cut right through these parts out here, and that's why this spot right here is called Attack Creek.
Here we go. This doesn't look probable, this first little bit, as you first drop in, it looks like quicksand up your knees. For the time, Chris.
That's 6 meals that we'll get out of this. Sometimes if it's just like a small dish, like say spaghetti bolognese, if I'm just making a small batch of it, then I'll just grab one that's clearly less than another one. But if we're doing like meatballs or something like that, then sometimes I'll just grab 2 of these portions out of the freezer. So we had Jordan's netball game early this morning, which they won. So we've made it through to the finals, which I think is in a couple of weeks. I think they get a bit of a break. We came home, went back out, did the groceries, and yeah, as you saw, did a little bit of a grocery haul for you, and I did a bit of a tidy up as well. And I'm just so much more productive when I don't have my phone on me, honestly. I'll show you a dumb phone that I purchased from JB Hi-Fi for $50. I'm not using it at the moment, but I do alternate between my iPhone and my dumb phone quite often, especially if I feel like my phone usage is just getting a little bit out of control. But today, as I mentioned this morning, I've left my phone in my bedroom. I'm only using my laptop for doing study to work on my assessment. I still want to do a few bits and pieces around the house before I start working on my assessment. But if you have ever gone anywhere without your phone, for me, it's like this sense of relief. Like I can really be present, especially at netball. I find that I don't typically talk to a lot of the other parents, but this morning I was far more engaged in conversation with people. I even met another mother who I haven't actually spoken to before, so that was really nice, and found out that her daughter is also going to be playing in the same rep team as Jordan for when we do indoor netball in September. So yeah, it's just, without having my phone today, I've just noticed a huge difference in terms of not feeling as anxious, not feeling as overwhelmed, feeling more present, and just feeling far more productive and engaged. So yeah, I am considering going back to my dumb phone just for a little bit, but I'll show you what it looks like. I have shown it on one of my previous vlogs, but I'll show it just in case you haven't seen my previous video. Okay, so this is my dumb phone. This phone cost me $50 from JB Hi-Fi. I don't even know how to pronounce the brand of it. It's RUIO. $50. All I can do from this phone is send and receive text messages and phone calls. That's pretty much it. It does have Bluetooth, so I can connect this to the Bluetooth in the car, which is really good. So I can still, talk through Bluetooth when I'm driving. And it also has like Safari, or maybe it's Chrome, I can't remember, internet access. So you can browse like on the internet, but it is so slow, there is literally no point even trying. So this I purchased a few months ago. At one stage, I was using this permanently, like full time, but obviously this presents its own challenges. especially with the girls. Like both my girls have iPhones, so we had a few issues with them not being able to send me messages through iMessage. And also I do have both of them on Life 360, so I can see, you know, where they are. So yeah, obviously I can't track them with this phone. So yeah, it did have its own challenges. I do sometimes switch over to it though if I feel that I'm just spending too much time on my smartphone, on my iPhone, sorry. Then I'll switch over to it. Or yeah, sometimes if I just feel I need a bit of a detox, I'll switch over. So I've got a physical SIM card I'll just take out of this iPhone, which is what I'm using now, and I'll put it into the dumb phone when I want to use it. This is actually my second dumb phone that I've purchased this year. The first one I purchased, I think it was around maybe, I don't know, February, March, and it was a flip phone, like an old school Nokia flip phone from JB Hi-Fi. I think it was about $130. That was just, it was terrible. For some reason, the reception was really bad on it. It would go straight to voicemail if people would try and call me. So it was, yeah, just not good. Also, it kept switching off and on randomly, which, yeah, was obviously a problem. So what I have done to try and mimic the experience of a dumb phone with my iPhone, which is just an old iPhone 11, and I will have this until it just completely dies. I'm beyond the keeping up with all the upgrades and, you know, making sure that I get the latest model. That's just not, it's not something that I value. It's not important to me. So this phone, the iPhone 11, is fine for me. Anyway, so with this phone, I have a black screen for a reason, and it's purely just to stop any sort of distractions. I used to have a photo of the girls on there, and yes, it was obviously very cool to see them, but then I noticed that I would even get distracted from looking at photos. I would either one, want to go through my gallery and just continue looking through photos, or two, I would get caught up in the photo and think, oh, I remember that time. And then I'll just completely, you know, go off on a tangent and think about what we were doing when that photo was taken. So the purpose of having this black phone is to reduce that distraction and really just use it as it should have been intended, which is as a tool. So the only apps that I have on this phone, I'm not sure if you can see, no, probably not, is Spotify. I have the camera because sometimes if I forget to bring this camera, I'll use this to record, obviously take photos as well. I've got calls and messages, so that's it. That's all I have. Oh, sorry, plus Life 360 as well. But that's literally all I have on this phone. I try my best to be as intentional as possible with this phone. Sometimes I will get stuck on it. I'll find myself just scrolling mindlessly on YouTube. And sometimes, you know, it gets to Jordan in particular, she notices now a lot more when I'm on my phone, and she'll pull me up, which is awesome. She'll say, Mom, you're on your phone so much. And that's enough for me to sort of come out of it. And then, you know, back into the now and you know, just doing normal stuff that we should be doing here, like here. But my children were the reason I decided to even consider this digital minimalism and, you know, downgrading to a dumb phone, having this as an option, and really just eliminating all the unnecessary apps and distractions off this phone. Because my children are now, Jordan is 10, Jada is 16. She's turning 16 next month. And when I think back to, you know, they're still children, but, you know, their early childhood, a lot of that it felt to me like a blur, which makes me so sad because I don't feel that I was present enough for them. If I could turn back time, my goodness, I would love for them to have experienced life, as a 90s kid where, we didn't have smartphones. We didn't, we were outside, we were, on our bikes and just all those sorts of things. And, obviously having parents who were present, they weren't distracted by, their phones and all these sorts of things. So they've been my motivation in really reducing my screen time. I'm not perfect. I am absolutely not perfect when it comes to, the amount of time that I spend, especially on YouTube. Now that I have come off Instagram, I don't have Snapchat. I've never really been big on Snapchat anyway. TikTok, I don't have that. I don't have Twitter or whatever it's called now. I do have Facebook though, but only because the girls with their netball and the school, that's usually the main communication channel, like amongst the teams. So they've all got like their Facebook groups. So I need to be in those to keep up to date with what's happening. But I don't have friends on Facebook. I think it's maybe only my mum, dad, my brother, just my immediate family. I don't have anyone else on there because again, it is more important to me to be with my family, with my children, being in the now, being present, and reducing as much distraction, online distraction, as I can. And I think something that I've noticed over the last week or so, especially since, getting more active on YouTube with creating content, is I find myself almost gaslighting myself, like telling myself, oh, I've got to, be on YouTube because I need to research how to shoot better videos, and I need to learn different editing techniques and all these sorts of things. But if I'm being real with myself, there is a lot of wasted time on YouTube, getting sucked into that pool of watching, just mindless scrolling. There's really no intention behind me watching videos. It's purely just for entertainment purpose, which to a certain extent I think is important. I think that there's nothing wrong with, sitting down and just relaxing and just watching YouTube just for the fun of it. But I think if it gets to the point where deep down that there's a concern there for you, where you're spending too much time, it's causing some challenges, some barriers in you being present, then I think that, the alarm bells start to go off. And that's what's happening with me. So yeah, that's been the reason for spending today, especially, it's a Saturday. It's the busiest day for us as a family because we've got netball. We usually just go out to the shops, we do our groceries, all those things. So making sure that I'm not on my phone today and limiting the amount of time I've spent on my laptop to only when I'm doing, my assessment has been freaking awesome. It's been great. I've felt more productive. As I mentioned earlier, I've felt less overwhelmed, and I'm definitely more present here with my family. So yeah, not that much planned for us this evening. The girls are both out at the moment. Jada's at work, Jordan's at a rugby game with her dad. So I've got the house to myself, so I'm just going to do a bit of a quick tidy up. I am going to close the vlog here so it doesn't get too long, but thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.